Welcome back, guys. This week we've been rather busy and we're coming to the end of the project. So the carbs have been cleaned, as you can see. The float bowl there has all been cleaned up. That's, and the actual body of the carburetor as well has all been cleaned. Everything sort of, all the fuel pipes there, the breathers, everything else, everything's been cleaned and blown through. So quite chuffed with that. So that looks okay. So all we've got to do now is basically get all of this lot back into the body of the carb. Going to put that in, and then we're just going to add some screws. Now we have got on this corner, that one there holds a fuel line in place, or a breather pipe should I say. I'll stick these on and screw this down. I'll just have to adjust the position of that as and when I fit this into the bike. Condition of that was pretty good, quite pleased with that. I'm going to just set it up standard, so the mixtures will have to be sorted out in more detail. The main thing is just to get it started. Several different settings on this. You've got the needle setting on it. You've got different jets in there. It depends what throttle position it's on, but I'm not going to go too much detail. Might be of interest to some of the GP guys from the Facebook group, but to most people obviously it's not going to be the same on your bike. This is the needle valve, which basically goes up and down, letting the fuel air mixture in. Now you can see different rings here. This has been set on ring number 3. It's supposed to be on number 2, but someone's dropped it down to make it slightly richer. So I'm going to put it back as it was. I'm going to leave it, I'm not going to adjust it. The top gubbins, I'll show you that when we get round to it, but obviously I need that back on the bike, and then I can attach, let's move the camera around, I can attach all of these bits, which basically the choke side of it, which goes into that hole there, that's the choke, and then obviously the throttle and the slide, which basically goes up and down there. It's for obviously faster, slower. So right, I'm going to attempt to get that back on the bike and go and brave the cold garage. Right, now this carb fits onto that rubber, this hard rubber connection here. Goes through the couple of pipes here. We've got one from the oil pump, which goes onto that bit of the carburetor. If you can see inside, there is the pipe sticking through there. Now that mixes with the air and fuel mixture, so that blows it into the combustion chamber. They've got the main fuel pipe in. You've got a breather pipe here, which is an old one. It's connected somehow in there. I've left it in basically. It doesn't really matter. It just fits onto there. And then you've got 2 breather pipes. Got that one there and the one on the bottom, which is an overflow in case the float chamber seizes up, stops, whatever. The fuel will come out of there. So kind of like your overflow on your bath. So I'm just going to get this on there. This pushes onto here. With a bit of a wiggle. Right, there we have it. The body of the carburetor is in. I've just got to tighten it up. That's what the these side ports are for here. Just so you can tighten it up. All the pipes are on, the fuel line's on, the oil line's on. Nice and tight, get a airtight seal. That's that. So then I've just got to fit the choke assembly on this side here, and obviously the throttle slide on top. But for now that's that, and I'm going to just reconnect these into the oil pump, which is on the other side of the bike, and then connect the cable for the oil pump. So this side we've got the oil pump. It's mechanically driven. Remember I took out the rev counter, gibbons, whatever, you know, internals, but that's actually connected to this oil pump as well. Theory behind that is more the throttle is opened. You've got two cables coming off the throttle. One goes to the carburetor, one comes to here. So basically what we're looking at is obviously the faster the bike goes, the more this opens, lets through more oil. So that's fed from this tank up on here. That's the oil tank. Just connected a pipe through, and then down onto here. It just weaves its way in, connects to there, and then this little pipe here, sorry, that comes off, it actually pumped into the carburetor. Right, before I actually get to the throttle cable, I thought I'd get this air box on. So the air box is all on again, tightened up, which is good. I'm quite chuffed with that. So right, now I'll start on the throttle cable. Keep getting sidetracked with things to do on it, but anyway, all good. So I've fitted the all the cables now. So you've got the choke cable, throttle cable, which is split. That's a splitter in there that goes down to the oil pump. This one goes to the throttle. So that's on. I've got the obviously the speedo cable at the front brake cable. Brake line is in, as you know. That one's done. So we're all there. The choke cables in. What else? The RPM, rev counter cables in. So we're all done there. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put some oil in it, and so I've got that to do. Got some oil there to go in it, and then after that, I'm going to fit the new chain that's arrived, and then I'm going to make an air filter to go around the frame that goes into the actual air filter casing. So that's the little projects to do today, and I'm still waiting on a spark plug cap to arrive, which is a bit of a nuisance. It's taken ages. So I want to get this thing fired up, maybe. So I might just leave this long for now, because I'm going to trim it off when the proper one comes. But I could just screw in the old one just to get it going, and that's about it. I've got a neutral light on. In fact, I'll just see if I can do this one-handed. Connect up that. Come on, be in there. We've got a neutral light. No, we haven't. That's just there you go, the loose connection. Anyway, so we've got power. So I'm just hoping that thing's going to start up, because I did redo some wiring in the front there to go with the new turn signal, horn, high and low beam. So I think I've got it right. So we shall see. But the electrics won't actually, the lights won't work until the engine's running, until it's powered off the dynamo, so it doesn't run off the battery. So I won't know if that's correct until I've got the actual thing going. So right, I'm going to get cracking and do those jobs. All right, let's have a look at this. So I want to basically roll this up and trim this foam up so I can make a tube around it. That goes against some rubber inside the air filter, but I have actually got to block that off, because the actual the one on the original bike actually has foam on it. So it's a molded pre-made piece, so I'm just going to copy that, use some super glue. So I'm just going to trim this up now and see what we can do with it. Okay, there we have it, done. One air filter. I'm going to put some oil onto that, spray some oil on it, and that'll do. Stop the dirt from getting in. I'll get that back on the bike. Okay, it's wedged in there. It looks a bit it looks a bit out of shape, doesn't it? But anyway, it's tight, wedged in there. It's held in with a couple of clips each side. So anyway, that's installed, and now I'm going to Now I'm going to hop over this bike. There's not a lot of room in this garage. Look at this. And the bike takes 800 mils. After rebuild, they say put 850 in, so we haven't had a rebuild, but it was bone dry as it were, because it was all cleaned out. So probably what's that, 900. I'm just going to go just over the 800, and I'll just swing it back around here. There is that little bolt down there is basically the oil level, so I can check it with that. So right, I'm going to pour out, say it's just over 800 into this, and getting that in the bike at that lovely clean oil. There you go, 7, 8, we'll just go about there. There we go. That will allow some residue on the side of the container as well. So I'll go and grab a funnel. Put this old oil in it. Lovely fresh smelling. Lovely stuff. Right, that's it. Oil's in. Next thing to do now is to get the chain on. Screw this back up. Right, there's a new chain. Wipe this out. Nice new oiled chain. Down there, onto there. Then we've got to put the link in. So now we've just got to adjust it on the chain adjusters both sides and get the tension right. Got the chains all on and tightened up. I've tightened the back wheel up as well now. All the chain adjusters have all tightened up. There's a bit of slack in there, but that is all done. That's it for this episode. The next one is going to be the exciting one, because the next one you're going to see is we're going to have a go at starting this up. So I'll look forward to seeing you on that one. Welcome back to another fun-filled episode. We have been busy doing the little fiddly photos bit-boos. Welcome back, another episode. We're coming to the end of the project now. Hooray, I hear you say. Welcome back, guys. This week we've been rather busy, and we're coming to the end of the project. The bike has got things on it, in it. It's quite shiny. Press the subscribe and like button. Yeah. I know. Tired. I need a bottle of wine. That'll make me feel better. Anyway, right. Let's do it again.